So I gotta move because you're like right.
You want me to move?
Nope.
Am I in the
I'm just
sun?
gonna move right over here by Jimmy.
Sunny.
Yeah. Okay, that's better.
Okay. Usually,
All right.
usually when I do these, they just roll off the tongue, and I don't know I'm
I
being
know.
recorded. So this is
A little weird.
A little weirder than usual.
Yeah.
But Merle Potwin was my grandmother, and she was born in 1898,
Wow.
and she raised 15 children, and she lived to be well in her 90s, 93, 94, I think, when she passed away.
Yep.
She raised 15 kids in East Barnet, Vermont, and she was full of life. She could make one laugh. She was filled with all kinds of funny sayings. Mike can even help me out with some of this. Gosh. What was one of the funny stories about Grammy?
I heard something about donuts. She was really good at donuts and cookies and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I know a funny story about Grandpa and Grammy Potwin that my mom told me. Before I was even born, but I thought it was funny. That Grandpa, when Roosevelt was running for president, I think
That was a little while ago.
yeah, that was a little while ago, before my day even. Grandpa was gonna vote for Roosevelt, and his running partner was a guy by the name of Wilkie, and Grandpa used to say to Grammy once in a while, he'd say, "Okay, Merle," he says, he used to say this little poem, and he'd say, "A horse's tail is nice and silky. Lift it up and you'll see Wilkie."
Oh gosh.
and
He didn't think too much of him, huh?
She was kneading some bread, and she threw the dough at him and caught him upside the head.
Oh.
But he was a funny guy. He always had funny stories all the time. He was another Mark Twain. He was just a riot.
Really?
Yeah,
I
he
heard
could
that,
make
like,
you laugh. Oh my God.
well, and he was in real estate, right?
He told my mother, Mona probably can tell this story. My mother told me this story too, that when she and Mona were little girls, they were living in East Barnet, and he came home with some ice, and they didn't have refrigeration, they didn't have electricity.
Wow.
And he came home with some ice and all the makings to make ice cream. And he says, "But I need some eggs. You'll have to go out to the hen house and get me some eggs." So Mom and Mona ran out to the chicken house, and there was no eggs. So he told them if they put lard on the chicken's butts that they'd lay eggs.
Oh
So
my
they
gosh.
put lard on the chicken's butts, and they went out and looked later, and there was eggs out there. And
Oh my gosh.
Mona, do you remember that? About-
Yeah, of course, right? You
Did I
put
get
the
that
eggs
story
there.
right?
Yeah, it was
Something like that? Close enough?
yeah.
I have a feeling that he went and took the eggs and put them back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
About the story about when he used to paint beards and mustaches on the
Oh
kids.
God, yeah.
He come home from out doing real estate, showing a house or whatever. He come in the house and all the women were sitting in the kitchen gabbing. They weren't paying much attention to us kids. So he didn't say much. He just walked into his desk. We had an old roll-top desk, and he had the old inkwell pen.
With the real ink, yeah.
Oh boy.
He got all the kids around. He always had candy in his desk, so when you see him at his desk, it was a good thing to go visit him. So he said, "Come on, we're going to paint your faces." So you take the pen, draw mustaches,
On the
or
face?
beards, or whatever on the kids. And then he did, now go show your mothers.
And
He'd all go,
I wanna say something that would help all of the younger generation to understand about a lot of their roots in Vermont. And Merle and Harold Potwin is, if you go to your local library and you look up a book written by a lady by the name of Melissa Ambrose. She's just recently passed away. She bought a farm from Grandpa and Grammy Potwin when they sold real estate in Tassville. And the name of her book is called Rough Road Home. Read it, and you'll find out a lot about your Potwin roots right there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I
She
never
did.
knew that.
got
Yeah.
good, that's got good stuff. A couple of times.
That's cool.
With his advice to the young woman.
Yeah, he showed her this farm that was all ledge sticking out of the ground. He'd kick the ledge and he'd say, That's the backbone of Vermont.
That's too
And
funny.
he asked, she said, when she stopped at his real estate office in Cassville, this was like in the late 40s, she said, but she had a large family and she wanted a place in the country. And Grandpa and Grammy asked her Grandpa asked her how many children she had. She says, well, I've got 6. And he started laughing and he said, did you hear that, Mother? She says she's got a large family. And she says, how many kids do you have? And she says, I've got 6. And Grammy goes, well, we got 15.
We got your beat on that one, yeah? That's too funny. That's so funny. So I had a question because his parents, did you ever know anything about the Potwins and how they came to the area? Like,
Lenny and I looked that up one night on a bunch of stuff on the internet. See you, hon. Love you.
Love you too.
good night. Take care.
We'll be in touch.
Okay, sounds good.
I don't know. Grandpa Potwin didn't have very many brothers and sisters. I mean, I think there was only like 4.
Yeah.
And he had a brother, Ray. 2 brothers married,
Oh,
2 sisters.
right.
Yeah, Grammy's
Sister Minnie.
Jen.
Yeah, right.
Jen.
Yep.
They were sisters, and they married Harold and Raymond, who were brothers.
That happened a lot because, I mean, the population was small, and so if you're about the same age and you had a brother who was, looking for a girlfriend and she had a sister, there you go.
Yeah, and it's, there wasn't many people around back then.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, Vermont was and still is probably the only state where you're allowed to marry your cousin.
Actually, Maine is that way too. Yeah, isn't that weird?
But they say, genetically, they say that it's safe. That there's no.
Well, none of us ever tried it. Thank goodness, right?
Here's a question. Did you know there's a Potwin, Kansas?
Yes.
I just went there last year.
You did. What was it like? It's very tiny, isn't it?
I don't know if you can see that or not, but
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
it says, welcome to Potwin.
Oh, well, there.
I read the story behind that. It's actually a really small town or something. That's the town line. I love it. It's so funny.
I've been online with somebody
Are you taking off?
Yes.
out that way.
And your grandchildren are adorable. Of course.
And my ginger snap is Backaboo. Stanley.
Oh, sweet.
Backaboo.
Sweet. I'm glad you have one.
I don't know if it's the
Red
same one
hairs
I
you
thought.
have.
Really?
It's not redder.
There you go.
He was a very,
Everybody needs a little ginger in their life, right?
he was a very rich man. And he was tied in with the railroad somehow. But this Potwin, Kansas is nothing but a stop where the train stopped and they loaded cattle on it.
Isn't that funny? Yeah. And so, is there anybody living there?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I mean, it's one of those towns that's
Dad, stay in the grass.
kind of sort of between the size of East Barnard and Barnard.
Real big.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's
That's so
one
funny.
2-story building in the whole town. And it used to be the bank, but I don't remember what it is now.
Wow, it's crazy. Yeah.
Grandpa and Grammy were at Potwin, were big into the Grange. And matter of fact, the last house that Grandpa lived in before he died was right next to the Grange Hall. And he wanted the house because when we had Potwin Thanksgivings and Christmases, there wasn't enough room in the house for all of us to fit, and we could use the Grange Hall next door.
There you go. That made sense.
And after Grammy never drove, and I remember after Grandpa died, his car got parked out in the barn for a while, and Grammy never had a license, and she had an older friend named Ethel Chamberlain, who was also a Granger, who I knew, and Ethel's car broke down and didn't work anymore. So Grammy had this bright idea that, well, I own the car and Ethel has the license, so we'll get together and we'll go to the
Makes
Grange
sense.
meetings together. And Ethel had relatives up in Bradford, Vermont, and they both lived in Woodstock. And when Interstate 91 was getting put in back in the late 60s, early 70s, they're on their way to Bradford, and Grammy Potwin says, Ethel, why don't you try out this new highway that just went in? I heard it's really nice and it's a lot quicker. Well, here they were, and Grandpa Potwin sold 55 Chevy. And Ethel got on the interstate, but she was going northbound in the southbound
Oh,
lane.
jeez. Wow. Okay. Yeah, maybe Ethel shouldn't have been driving. That's too funny.
You're doing good as long as she stayed on Route 5.
Yeah.
Grammy